Hi guys, so today we're going to do the French folk song, and this is from Suzuki Cello Method Book 1. It's in D major. We're going to have some fun with it today. We're going to look, this is quite a long lesson. If you want the full lesson, you'll have to pop over to Lounges TV. You can find all the links on suzuki.school and on my YouTube. You get kind of a bit of a lesson on YouTube, so that's okay, isn't it? That's good news. But for the full lesson, you'll need to pop along to the website and buy the lessons individually. But they're very, very cheap. Much cheaper than I charge for one-to-one tuition, that's for sure. So I'm using this this app. They try and sell you the full version. Don't press start free trial. Get rid of that and get rid of that unless you want to rate it. And you'll have a few ads, but you can ignore those. All we want to do is tune our cello. So take our bow. Now remember, you get a better result if you bow the string, bow the note, rather than if you pizzicato it. It's always a bit kind of unstable if you do that, although today it's been quite good. I'll stop talking. You see, it's just better, you get a better result. So our C looks good. Our G looks good. Our D, teeny sharp, not much. There we go, and the A. Okay, that's as tuned up. And then I recommend, unless you're making a mistake all the time, like I find for me personally that the first position is quite difficult because I don't use it very often. I'm usually down here doing things when I'm recording. So sometimes I just need to check that what happens with your fingers, you see, is the tendons between these two fingers tend to, when you do this, look, watch. When you do that, come, you know, in your natural position, you need to make a bit more effort between these two fingers to make them nice and equidistant. Do you see what I mean? Sometimes I've got a habit of, you know, closing those too closely. So it's worth using this thing just to check where you're going wrong. You might find that this is always flat. Actually, what I find, or sharp, what I find is I'm usually too flat here because I compensate by stretching there, but I don't need to do that. I need to stretch here. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a bit tricky. So let's have a look. I'm plugged in today to, I'll put that volume up and you can hear it. We're not going to have the volume high because, I'll do a bit more actually. Okay, fabulous. But there is a bit of latency, which might be a bit distracting. So I'm going to turn it, was I on full volume? That's full volume, which is, the neighbours will have a heart failure. So I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn it down a bit more because, again, there is a bit of latency, and I don't know how that's going to transfer. I don't know how that's going to transfer in the edit. Now, a couple of ways. Oh, let's turn that off. Don't need that anymore. That was Cello Master, available on Google Play, and I think you can get it. Pretty sure you'll be able to get that on an iPhone as well. We're going to be doing a backing track later, full orchestral backing track, and we're also going to be doing a drum track. Why am I using it? I mean, you can use a metronome, guys. You can use a metronome on GarageBand, which is the free software that we're going to use. But actually, the sooner you start to play with a drummer, the better, if you want to be in a band. I mean, if you want to be in an orchestra, maybe it won't help so much. You just need the metronome. I don't know, but I find the drum track is just a little bit more tolerable. It's not so, you know, really digging into your brain. Boom, 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 or tick, tick, tick. However, I'll be doing all of the backing tracks, all of the metronomes as recordings over at Lounges TV. So, you know, you'll be able to find suitable tracks and just play them and, you know, hey presto, you're done. So what have we got? We're starting on a D, and if you play your open D, you can sort of find where you should be with your pinky. Okay, so that's a little tip there. The other way, which I don't, let me turn it up and see if you can hear it. Yeah, so you can hear it, do you see? That's another way that you'll see a lot of musicians doing that. Okay, so I've found my D. Okay, and we're going to use the either the second quarter of your bow or the middle third, whichever you find easiest. Now let's just go over how to hold the bow. You should have done this already in the previous lesson, but in case you haven't, we want just a nice drop of the hand and bend that thumb, and that is how we're going to hold the bow. You will see me doing things like this, but you know, for the time being, you need to be doing that. Now if it's too heavy, move a bit further up and just make sure that thumb's bent, because it will give you cramp if you don't bend that thumb. Okay, so there are tools available. I shall probably sell them in the shop, which shape the hand in the way that you should hold it, and they're made of a nice soft rubber. So I might as well stock them just in case. But the sooner you start doing it without anything, the better, frankly. So we're going to go first of all. Now, actually, when you first look at a piece, I recommend that first of all you work out all the fingering. If there are bits where you're getting confused, because you'll see they put a 3 there, and if you're going to be unsure about which finger to use on the next note, but they haven't told you, you might want to put it in. Because this is a very much a beginner's piece, they've put the numbers in for us, so we don't have to worry. But I always go through my piece and I work out, yeah, 1, 3, 4, 0, string cross, yeah, 3, 1, 0, 0. Okay, got that. So let's just look at that. So we've got 4, 4, 4, and then we're going to lift the pinky. 3, 3, 3, and then we're going to lift everything except that first. Okay. Okay, good. And then it's actually, I know that the long notes are all on an up bow, so I was skewed there, and it's a long, long, long note holding for 3, so you would be very, very slow.